that want to learn from you, younger than you.
And I think there's not a lot from St. George. So I think hopefully that will bring something.
Totally. And I've heard about that market just because Haley and Blake are down there. So that's going to be fun to talk about. And I've been following your stuff, and you're a hustler.
I try.
I
got kids to feed, so
yeah, you have
no other choice. I got 2.
Oh, you got 2. You just had a baby though.
Yeah. So nice. We had a 2-year-old. She's 2.5, and then a 3-month-old little boy.
Nice. That's crazy, man. Well, welcome to dad life.
Yeah,
it changes everything.
It does. It does. Yeah, that a lot of your decisions are made on, based on the whole family, not just you. What you want to do. So it's sick.
But yeah, dude, you are more than qualified to be here. So I want you to know that. So let's officially get started.
Okay.
Bryson Kelch.
Kelch, yeah.
Okay. Welcome to a filmmaker's journey, dude. Thanks for making the trip up from St. George.
No problem.
How was the drive?
Yeah, it was easy. I got a new truck yesterday, so it was even better.
I saw that, and it's an F-150. Big fan.
I hope so. I hope people are. It's my first F-150.
That's awesome, dude. Welcome to our podcast, and like I said, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Let's just start with a little introduction. Name, what you do.
Okay, yeah. That's such a broad. Bryson Kelch, St. George, Utah, and I do video work. I make videos.
Then you're perfect for this.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Here he is.
There I am. I make videos. I have fun. I'm just entering the world where like people around me that I'm working with have specific cinematographer, DP, all of these big words.
Yeah.
And I do big job projects. I do small projects. So I just say I do videos.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, and it'll evolve.
Yeah.
As you get older and more experience. But you do great work. I've seen a lot of your stuff. What would you say that you like? Do you have like a niche or anything that you specifically like to shoot? Because I know you said long, short, but do you shoot into anything specifically?
Yeah. No, right now it's short form. Short form is kind of everything. That's where the bread is. That's how I feed the family.
Yeah.
The plans is bigger commercial work, hopefully growing with the St. George market. That's my 5-year plan, I guess you could say.
That's way cool. Do you have a type of thing you shoot, like golfing, or and I guess when I say niche, I'm talking more like I know you use short form, but like do you focus on concerts? Do you focus on products that need to sell online? Or are you doing podcasts? Like, what would you say you shoot the most of?
People.
Just anything.
Yeah, anything, but specifically people. Yeah. I love emotion. I love feelings. I love like the whole reason I got into any of this. Like I was never huge into like films. Like I never would watch a movie and be like, wow, the film work is phenomenal. I would just think like, wow, that made me feel something, or that made me feel this or this, and hopefully I can replicate that.
Way cool. How long have you been doing this?
I have been full-time for 2.5 years.
Cool.
Now.
And then before that you were just side hustling?
Yeah, no. So my parents own a business, successful business down in St. George. And so I was raised to take that over. That was the whole plan. Yeah. I served an LDS mission, and then I came home and immediately was the assistant general manager, and was like, I had already grown up in high school doing all of that with them. And then I was ready to kind of start moving to take over. And then I actually, funny enough, was filming videos for them. And then I got stopped at a high school basketball game by an awesome guy. Said, hey, like my daughter's a college recruit and she gets all these cool videos done. My son is not a college recruit, but could you do videos like this for him?
Yeah.
And my wife jumps in and just goes, oh, he'd be great at that.
No way.
I had no clue how to do anything. He showed me the video and I was like, I maybe could do it. Yeah. I don't even know what equipment I need at this point. Yeah. Like I had a A7 IV and a 24-70, and I was like, well, I better get back on YouTube and figure out how to do this. So
you were like dabbling in it. Obviously you had the cameras and your wife was like,
yeah.
She saw dollar signs like, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I did videos for my family. I did, I really got started into like bigger film stuff, I guess, or bigger, videos on my mission. I went out during COVID.
Yeah.
And we were not allowed to go door to door because of COVID. Yeah. And so we had to do stuff on Facebook, and I was tired of seeing people use their phones to make bad videos. Yeah. And so I had a camera sent out to me that I was sitting on a shelf at home, and they gave me a computer to edit on, and I was able to use YouTube and I just watched a bunch of tutorials. I just binge watched Peter McKinnon and Maddie Hapoya and Chris Howe and figured out how to do it.
Good place to learn.
Yeah.
Do you have something that really shows off what you've done? Like, do you have a reel? Do you have a video that you would want to show? Something that comes to mind?
Yeah, right off the rip, I don't.
Okay.
I send people straight to my Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in a rehaul of my business.
You mentioned
yeah, I want to come off more professional. I want to do these bigger videos. I currently have a passion project I'm working on with a glove manufacturer down in St. George, and that'll be my big, like, yo, this is it.
Cool.
But right now I just send it to my Instagram because my favorite videos are of my family.
Yeah.
I don't have my favorite video of all time outside of my family stuff is a state championship video for my little brother's basketball team.
Cool.
Super.
And
they
that's
were
on
like,
Instagram?
That's on Instagram, yeah. And
How far do we got to scroll down? You see that,
like
Austin?
2 years. Like so far away.
Okay. Well, we can keep chatting as he's looking for that. So when you talk about doing your family videos, I can relate to that, dude. I was doing, because I was at Supertramp right when I had my first kid. And I was, even before my kid, I was vlogging and just shooting anything and everything with me and my wife as we traveled. So I got a lot of my experience just shooting family stuff. And it sounds like you're similar that way.
Yeah. Like, that's it. That's all that's, if I could choose one avenue of making money and filming something, it would be my family.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the best.
Is this what we're looking
This is not it. This is basketball. Basketball is the video, yeah.
Oh, it's a basketball video.
That was a good meme.
Well,
dude. There it is.
Oh, perfect.
There it is. Like 1, 2, 3 in. Next one. That's the video. It's for us.
We can't rotate the LED wall, unfortunately.
No. But if you guys want to go see the craziest underdog, I called out every reporter that said that, like, there's no way that they would win.
Yeah.
I pulled every sound clip over the last season.
And you put it on this
and
video?
I put it on.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's still people that don't like me because of it, but like, you got to back up what you're going to say.
Yeah.
You got to stand on it.
Well, I'm glad that they backed up what you were saying too.
Yeah.
So
blast.
That's sweet, man. We kind of touched a little bit about where it started for you. You've been at this for 2.5 years and you've got nothing but a ton ahead of you. When I think back to when I was 2.5 years in, dude, it was just like you're green. But what I love about what I'm seeing so far is you're already so good. And I've noticed that with so many kids. I'm going to call you a kid.
I'm a kid. It's okay. I'm 24. I'm a kid.
Yeah. As you guys have resources and access to so much that makes you so much better. When I was 24, dude, I had just started at Supertramp and I like super green. But so I'm stoked to see what else you do. Where did it all begin for you? Do you remember that moment when you first had that spark that was like, I love video, and then you got a camera, or you didn't, or you used someone's camera? Like, do you remember that?
Yeah. So I can remember the first video that I made and wanted to like actually post and share it everywhere. And it was a GoPro video of a spring break trip to Mexico.
Nice.
And it was skimboarding, just flatland skimboarding. And so basically after that, I always had whatever the latest GoPro was so I could film skimboarding. That's kind of all I cared about. And then when I was like, I really want to do more of this, my family decided on my senior year that we would do an RV trip around the United States and spend a whole week in every state.
Yeah.
I didn't end up going the entire time. I made it through the summer and I was like, no, I need to play senior sports. But we talked to the local video college guy and was like, hey, like, what do we need to buy? He gave us a list. I bought an A7 III, again, with a 24-70. And I shot that bad boy in auto. And
green square.
Oh yeah, it was so bad. It was so bad. I ended up using GoPro footage for most of the videos that we actually created because I had no clue how to do it. That thing was shaky as it could be.
Yeah.
Audio was bad. But then I would, YouTube stuff to try to find problems that I'm looking for, like, how to have more stable footage, how to have this. And watching, like I said, guys like Peter McKinnon, and they're just those OG camera YouTube guys, just fell in love. Yeah. I was just shocked. And then I didn't think I could actually make good money at it until I was doing those basketball videos on the side, and some dude saw a video and he came to me and was like, hey, I want you to work for my business.
Cool.
So I Google how to make money doing this, and I would find out about retainers. And I think I was just the perfect time to where like retainer formats are coming out. Like it was just so accessible to learn how to make money at it. And I ended up making like 6 figures in my first year of doing it, and which was double what I was making from my family business. Yeah. And I was just shocked. I was just like, okay, hold on. This is sick. Here. There's something here. Yeah. And I didn't feel like I worked the whole year. I went on vacations. I spent time with my family. I was like, I didn't even go full out, and I made double. Like, there's something here.
That's really cool. How are you getting work, and how did you get to that number so fast?
Networking.
Yeah.
People hired me without seeing hardly any of my work.
Yeah.
I think there's such a video need in all of the world. Everybody wants a video. Everyone wants a video done. If they're having video done, they want better videos done. Yep. It's such an easy sell.
Yep.
And so right off the rip, I was giving, I don't think now, I wouldn't say I was giving too much. Mm-hmm. If I was at the level that I'm at now and what I've learned now, like, yes, I was giving too much of myself, but like at the time, it's exactly what I needed. My bills were paid. I was working a decent amount, not overworked, not underworked. It was a really good situation. But I would just have so-and-so say, hey, my friend needs videos. Oh, sweet, I can do them. Hey, my friend needs videos. Oh, sweet, I can do them. And then like, you post, hey, I have a camera. I make videos. Yeah. Like, I also come from a small town. So it's not like. I was
going to ask you about that. Talk a little bit about St. George.
St. George is crazy.
Yeah, it's a small town.
Yeah.
It's a vacation town. It's where we all go up here.
And we all run away to California.
Like, I'm kidding.
We all
go
the
opposite way.
No, it's great. I love St. George. Florida Georgia Line says like the kind of place you can't wait to leave, but nobody does because you miss it too much. Yeah. That's my place. Cool. Like I love St. George. I love the Red Rocks. The market is tiny. Yeah. It is so small. And with the way that video work is going, people want bigger, better videos for lesser and lesser prices. Yep. And I think I'm part of that problem. Yeah. I think I got pretty decent pretty fast. Yeah. And my prices didn't raise with how good my skills raised. Yeah. So apologize to all the cinematographers and DPs out there.
It's affecting everybody, and it's not just you, dude. It's the fact that there's more accessibility to when you can get a camera or just shoot on an iPhone, and if you know how to compose and light, you've got a great video. Yeah. And so I always tell clients like, until you're ready to spend that extra money, like go do it at affordable price because you can get it. And so it's not just you. Yeah. It's
you can get Red Raw for $2,000 now. You get a Nikon ZR and that's insane. Yep.
And they just actually announced their Red Raptor version.
No.
Yeah, so it's basically the Raptor half the price. Yeah. So it's crazy.
It's wild. It's so accessible. It's so great. Yeah. And St. George is definitely I always think that we're like 6 months later to trends as Salt Lake is. I think Salt Lake hits trends and then St. George is catching up. And we're having a crazy surge of videographers. Most of them start in cars because there's lots of cars and off-roading and stuff out there. But yeah, and then sports. Cars and sports is what kind of everybody starts at down there. And it's beautiful. It's great. But I come up here and immediately I meet like people that are way better than me, that are totally cool to share the space, to talk, to do little passion project shoots. Like right now, it's a pretty competitive market down in St. George because everybody is either kind of around the same level or they're St. George News. Yeah. Right? They're all running gunners and then there's St. George News. And it's with the lack of businesses, I guess, everybody's kind of competing for the same stuff. Yeah. So there's some difficulty there. But like I said, I'm trying to be patient. I think that with the amount of young families out there, young entrepreneurs, young hustlers, I think that there's going to be businesses that are ready to spend good money on a more, aesthetic looking, pretty looking video, and not just like either what St. George News throws on. Not no shade to St. George News, but I'm kind of saying is like just the movie theater commercials or the $100 videos from the kids. I think that there's going to be that middle market coming in soon
for sure. And you've got an opportunity to be the first, really, to like, I maybe you've thought about this, to like, there's no is there a studio in St. George, like you would find here, or
No, I like off the top of my head, I have no clue.
okay.
I know of a couple people that have little podcast studios. There's a place called Kiln that was but they're all kind of like
It's like a shared
workspaces and
office space.
podcast places.
Yeah.
But like a full like video production agency, like a full scale production agency, I can't think of one. Again, outside of like people that do the news or the media or that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you could be the first.
That's the hope. That's the plan. I've got a good people. I got a lot of people to teach me. I've got a lot of people to learn from. But also like you had him on the podcast and I've watched his probably like 3 times. But Mitchell Thane, Film Lab.
Yep.
Like probably one of my biggest inspirations.
Yeah.
I first heard the idea of smaller video production agencies because of the way that, you know, everybody in the industry is just getting so much more resourceful and just better at like being utility guys, I would say. I heard about that from Chris Howe on a podcast, and then I saw it with Film Lab, and I've been following them for a minute, and I'm hoping that I think that's the first introduction St. George is going to get is something like Film Lab, where we're not running, you know, Aries or Aries or whatever they're called. We're not running Aries. But we're running some good red cameras. We're running high quality lighting, good sets, good models. And yeah, that's my hope. That's my goal.
That's amazing. And what you'll find too, as you start to head down that direction, is that the quality is important. The equipment's important. Obviously a studio would be dope. And you're probably learning this, not to like get on my pedestal, but it's the relationships, man. You start to build relationships with companies and grow with them. You can grow your business at the same time as grow other companies. And that's going to be way more important than even just the cameras and the equipment. Yeah. Obviously, if they're paying a high price, it's got to be good. But I've just found that it's the relationships, man. And it just takes you so far. Yeah. When you have the right relationships.
Stay on the pedestal. I love it.
No, I'll try to. But when I've shot one video down there, and I'm actually curious if you've heard of them, Nets on Fire.
Yeah, love them.
You know who they are? Doug.
Love them. Wait, who?
Doug is the owner.
I know the GM better. Casey Winters.
I don't know who that is. He's a basketball coaching program.
Yeah.
That was when they very first got started. I was like my first client that I shot for in St. George.
Yeah.
And I was on we shot a 4-camera shoot. It was so bad. We had a T7i, I think. I had my Canon 7D. We had a GoPro, and it was like this 3-camera shoot of just instructional videos.
Love it.
It was really bad, but it was my first taste of St. George and shooting there.
Yeah, I love Nets on Fire. Nets on Fire is sick. I've done some stuff with them.
Cool.
I try to stay out of the sports realm. Yeah. To me, there's not a lot of growth. Utah Tech hires students.
Yeah.
I'm amazed by. I'm trying to convince some of the higher ups to do what BYU has done.
Yeah.
What I think Tyson Hutchings has done. Just having a full creative agency inside of it that they pay freelancers.
The ad
still
lab.
Getting pitched. Yeah, the ad lab. Those guys. Yeah, still pitching it to them. But I'm just staying out of sports.
Yeah. So what do you when it comes to equipment? What are you shooting with right now?
So I shoot the FX3. Okay. I built most of my business off the ZV-E1.
Okay.
I first started with the A7 IV though, and then I got the ZV-E1 because 12,800 in having no lighting is amazing.
Yeah. And
then I was like starting to overheat, so I got the FX3.
Yeah.
And now I'm ready to move on.
Yeah. No kidding. What's like when you think about like your style and how you've developed from watching all these videos, Peter McKinnon, Matt Howe, what kind of style would you say that you have when it comes to filmmaking? And I know you say you like to shoot people, but do you have like a certain style or someone that you kind of cater to that you've been inspired by?
Yeah, I hard to think of style or like how to describe it. I would say Noah Khan. Okay. Noah Khan's song is the way that I want my videos to feel.
Yeah.
I love making videos that people make them think, like introspective kind of stuff. I actually just watched the episode with Tanner, cool. Your episode with Tanner, and the video that they did with the jazz, the nostalgic feel, I went back and watched it and I was like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Holy
So
cow.
good.
That kind of stuff is what I absolutely love. And so when I shoot sports still, like I'm not the one that's going to do these crazy effects where the ball jumps out in 3 different places and people are flying in from it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why that game is important. One of my videos that kind of went not crazy viral, was one of my better performing videos, was of my little brother striking out to lose the state championship game.
Really?
Yeah. And I just did it was just a very pretty shot, right? I did a solid color grade on it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the hook. But it's just full 120 frames per second of him striking out, missing, and slamming his bat. And I put a paragraph of why that at bat mattered.
Yeah.
Why he got hurt like 3 days before, and he was gonna prove himself that he's gonna win back the love of the seniors that he felt like he let down, and all of this, and he missed it.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I want my videos to feel. Like, also, I just shot the Bank of Utah Championship, the PGA Tour video thing, and last year I was on the most amazing team. Bryson Southworth on this podcast, he was on that team. Pierce Tews, who made it, like the names that are all around up here, they were on that team, and I got to learn a lot from them.
Way cool.
And I got kind of handed all the, hey, you do all the social posts, like all the influencer stuff. And so this year, thankfully, I got to do, just break your heart. I
Dude,
love it.
It does. Oh my gosh. That's the kind of stuff you feel so bad for when you see it. You're like, this is going to be with them the rest of their lives.
Thankfully, he's a junior, so senior year comeback's going to be crazy. Senior year comeback's going to be crazy.
But how important is it for that perspective of failure and like learning from it?
Yeah.
Whether he did have another year or not, and just taking that into your life.
Yeah. Especially being a father. I just rewatched Meet the Robinsons with my daughter and my wife. And I love, it's the cinematography is phenomenal.
Yeah,
the animation, cool. Right?
Yeah.
But I love the part where he fails in front of the family and they're like, yes, you failed. The failing's the best. And I hate failing.
Yeah.
I hate it. I've grew up the oldest child in a small town. Like, I need to be perfect, and I hate failing. But especially being a father has put such a perspective of like how great failing is. Yeah. So now, like, even though I'm like, yo, people don't go look at my old stuff, like it's pretty bad. That's me learning. Yeah. Right. I do shoots all the time where I fail, and in my head it's so good, but on my camera it's just not, right? Yeah. And it's just, it's a time that to learn to just move forward. Yeah. I love it. And same thing, like right here. Yeah. Homeboy is not going to be swinging at the next high pitch, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not trying to take it yard.
Well, hopefully
he
does take it yard.
Take a good pitch yard. So then I was going to go into more of the failure stuff, but I wanted to ask you more about your process when it comes to, you're young, you're a one-man team. I assume you don't have employees. I would speak to kids younger than you. Yeah. Like out of high school, they want to get into this. What's your process when you're getting a client or someone referred you a client? Do you have a way that you need to prove yourself to them? Are you trying to get them on retainer? Obviously, I think that's ideal for most filmmakers. Just talk through your process for young kids that like want to get clients.
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing is just make videos. Yeah. Like, if you don't have any videos to show them your work, then go make a video. I've been told both sides, like, don't do free work, and also go do free work, right? Realistically, like, unless you're super lucky, you're not shooting your first video paid. Yeah. And if they are paying you, you better be so good. Yeah. Like, out the gate, you better be so good. Yeah. So I am on the side of like, hey, a little bit of free work is a great thing. Yeah. I did free work. I did trade work. The video that got me my very first client outside of my parents' facility, which shout out the parents, love them. My first client of somebody that I had never met, I did a high school or an online junior college football team video for a buddy of mine who didn't even get in the game. And I made a hype video of him warming up and made him look cool. Cool. Looking back, I don't love the video because I did so many effects on it, but there was really no story, so it worked, right? And I did it for trade. He detailed my car.
Yep.
I made him the video. I went and I spent like 3 hours at a game that he didn't even get in.
Yeah.
I ended up taking a bunch of pictures and videos and giving them to the other people. And I just made like a cool relationship there. But the neighboring business of where he details saw that video because they were friends. Yeah. And he's the one that called me in and said, hey, I need you to do videos. Like, not even just I want you. He's like, I need your quality. I need your eye. And I was kind of like, dude, like, I didn't even like that video.
Yeah.
And you, all right. So if you're a young kid and you're like trying to get into it, like just go shoot things and post them. And then as far as like the business side of it, which is so important, I learned that like 8 months in that I was like, oh, I need to like track my income. That's a problem.
Yeah. Taxes, man.
Yeah. Like taxes. Oh my goodness. As far as like the business side of it goes, like you're going to learn your worth. I absolutely hated how much gatekeeping there was and is kind of in the pricing, especially in a small town where price you're competing about price all the time. And so I personally try to be open and give perspective and say, hey, listen, like, even though I've had people that are like, hey, like how much should I charge for this video right here? And I was like, honestly, if I was paying you, I would pay you this much for it, right? Which has been would have been such a big help for me. But go ask business owners. Like, hey, can I shoot this video? You make the video for them and say, hey, like, glad I was able to do this for you. Thank you for my portfolio. Just curious, what would you have paid for something like this? Like, I had a lot of success in getting that as feedback.
Yeah, that's smart.
And then obviously, like having children, having a wife, and being the sole provider, I had to figure out really quick what my time was worth. Yeah. Otherwise, I was spending way too much time, and we were barely making bills. So
that's cool. Yeah, no, I was gonna say it's interesting to hear you talk about all that stuff because I'm gonna get on my pedestal again because I think it's fun talking to the young guys and just kind of help. I want to help you. So that's like the hardest thing for anyone to do in any industry is learning how to price because you just don't have the experience until you go through it. You realize, well, I got ripped off, meaning I spent way too much time and that's my fault on a project that you charged way under for, and you have to go through those things. And still to this day, I just had Cameron Gold on my podcast. He's an amazing director just on Tuesday, and he still does stuff like he'll still do spec work and make things because his whole thing was like, if you haven't created that thing already, who's going to hire you to create it if they haven't seen it? So he's like if you want to get into car commercials, like go shoot a car commercial, and if it's paid or not, you've got to sharpen that axe. But when it comes to me onboarding clients, something that I've learned that's been a game changer, and like you, I hate gatekeeping and I want to be able to share this with as many people as I can. It's been a pretty cool model because I'm all about long-term relationships, retainers. We've got a client that's been with us for 5 years and I've literally built my business with them. Like I was telling you, it's so cool when you can find a business that just likes you and they trust you. You've got integrity. It's like you're super transparent with everything you do. And by, year 1, year 2, it's like they just don't see themselves not working with you. So getting to that point is ideal. And I've learned kind of a process through these 5 years of how to charge. And I don't have packages. I don't have custom things that say you're going to get this many deliverables for this exact price. It's not transparent. It's way too in the dark for a lot of companies because, and it also can screw the creator over because you might do way more work than you're being charged for, and that's fine in the beginning, I think, but you've got to have that room to flex it. So where I'm getting at is having a thing called a flex retainer. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
No.
So it's basically it's the whole model is that you've got a business that has a budget. Let's just say it's $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, whatever, and you take 3 months of your time. And you're up front with them. Okay, we're going to take 3 months. Here's our hourly rates for everything. Here's like equipment rates. Here's just what I charge for editing versus filming. We're going to take all those hours, and in 3 months, we're going to learn how your business operates and what you need. Because every business is different. They're in different cycles of life. big, small, big budgets, small budgets, and you need to learn with them what that is, because a lot of them are just like, I need content, dude. I don't know where, how.
Oh my gosh,
I just need content, and it's like overwhelming for a lot of people to be like, cool, well, I charge $2,000 and you're gonna get this and that, and they're like, well, I don't know if I need that. Like, how do I figure this out?
Yeah.
So basically, you call it the learning phase, is what I call it. It's 3 months, and by month 3, you're saying, okay, by month 3, we're gonna be dialed. We're gonna have exactly what makes sense for the budget you have and how to charge, or how my hours turn into this. And by the time we get to month 3, let's talk about a fixed retainer, or let's talk about a flex retainer, whatever makes sense for you. So basically, a fixed retainer is exactly what it is. It's just not transparent. I don't think a lot of companies like it, because they're getting a bunch of content and then they're getting charged, and they're like, what did I pay for?
Yeah, and reels aren't all created equally.
No.
Right? They're not all created equally, because I have a
100%.
client that I have 2 clients, right? They pay me the same amount of money, and these guys have been with me forever.
Yeah.
Like since I started. They pay me the exact same amount of money, and one of them, I can get all of their work done in half a day.
Yeah.
The other one, they want me like every single week there for a couple hours. And so like, you know, if I was getting those guys now, totally different prices.
Yep. Yeah. And it's comes down to, dude, transparency is like the key word, because even as a business owner myself, like I want to know where the money's going. I need to know where the money's going. If I don't, that's when your margins get blown up. And so it's the same thing for a business, and you have to put yourself in their shoes. It's so easy to say, I charge this much and you're going to get this. It's like, and I always get the question, well, what is it? Like, what am I getting? And I get that all the time. And I'm always like, look, we don't know what you're getting right now, because I'm upfront and transparent, but in 3 months, we're going to know. You just have to trust me. But it's month to month. So it's like, hey, if we go into month 1, it's just not working, meaning the relationship isn't there, the quality is not what you want, then let's not worry about it. But let me at least show you what I can do in month 1. And in this time, I'm going to learn your business and your needs. And then by the month 3, we're going to say, okay, here's your budget. And then if it's not the fixed retainer, because some companies do, they just want money to come out. And then on your side of things, you have to monitor the margins. They don't care about that as much, which is pretty rare. And so you're just then, this is like more when you have a team. But if you have a fixed retainer, you need to track people's hours and make sure you're getting at least a 30% margin, if not 50% on all the work, so you can run your business. But anyway, the flexible retainer, I'm getting to that right now. Let's say it's 5K. So now you're going to them and saying, okay, by month 3, we know that it's 5K a month. We are now going to take every month's going to be different, but 5K is our budget. And we are going to approach that budget. And by 2 weeks into the month, let's say we're at $3,000, and you're tracking that because you are sharing I'll do like biweekly emails. Here's what's been worked on so far. Here's where you're at, $3,000. You have $2,000 left in the month. Cool. So now what do we do for the next $2,000? And then some months they're like, look, we don't need anything else. Cool. Then you only charge them $3,000, and they love that. So then it's like, you have the money to use it, and you're trying to use their money because they agreed to it. Yeah. But at some months it's just like not real.
Oh yeah.
It's not a real. So then they're like, sick. I don't have to pay $5,000. I saved money, but I still got the content I needed. But then here's the other thing is some months you're going to get to a point where they need way more. Black Friday, right? Or a new product launch.
So you're every October.
Exactly. So then you're like, hey, this month we know what's coming. So let's spend $7,000 this month. That's what I want to play with. But then next month we're only going to spend $3,000. So that's that flex. And you're basically awesome. By the end of the year, you're saying, okay, you have $100,000 in the year. It'll all average out to that, but we're going to flex each month. So
no, that's amazing. That is amazing.
You should take that. I use it in St. George.
No, I want to, because I would bang my head against the wall when I first started, because if you get the question, how expensive are you? What do you cost? What do you cost? What do you cost? What am I getting for it? And trying to make packages, because that's just how my brain first worked, was like, let's make a package. Yeah. And I think it's the most common, and everybody does it. Oh, well, if they're on retainer, then it actually should be less per reel, but if they're doing more of them, it should be less per reel. And at some point I'm like, let's say they wanted 20, 30, 40 reels a month, I'm working for $50 a reel. Yep. And then I'm like, hold on. And then how do I sell my $300 a reel? Like, it just really, really just, it gets weird. Yeah. It gets weird. And I love that. I actually just did I wouldn't say so much of a flex retainer, but it was the most customized retainer I've done. Yeah. where I started them. They said, hey, listen, and I'm just going to be frank. I told them, hey, listen, I think for your business, I think we could get what you need at $3,500 a month.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that. And it's going to be high quality. You're going to get these things. And they said, like, we aren't ready for that. We would love to build to that. But also, like, we want that to be our peak. So I was like, oh, you mean your peak? So I built a bell curve module for them where we're starting at $1,500. And then we're going to build to 35s because they're not technically opening till a certain month. I can't remember which month it is. If that's the month that we're going to do 35, and we'll do that for about like 3 months. And then we're going to wean off because they have family members, part of it, that can make content, but they don't know how to like fit it in the brand and all of that stuff. And they're like, listen, if you can just help us build that little brand, then we'll wean off and we'll go back to like a $1,500 a month. Anyways, and that was like my favorite thing ever so far, because also like I love long-term partnerships. But I also like just being a business owner, like I love businesses getting the best value. And if the best value is like, hey, you only need me for a little bit, like I can go find business. I'm doing my business. Like you don't feel like you have to support me. Like I appreciate all the support, but like you got to make your margins. You got to make ends meet. Like I totally understand it. So that was one I was really excited about.
And you'll find too, as you get in more clients, it's never going to be the same. No matter what you do, it's always going to be different. And some clients just stick around. Some of them fade out, and you can't, like, it just happens. And they might even hire someone in-house or try other agencies. And it's just like, never have I ever gone into a business relationship and maybe it starts to fade one way. Have I ever burned a bridge? Because you'll be amazed what comes back. I've been at this for so long now, and it blows my mind when there's like a team that I'm working with at a company and maybe it fades out or something went weird and it just didn't work out. All of a sudden that group of people splits up and now they're in this business and this business, and then all of a sudden I have 3 new clients. It's happened so many times, and it's still happening. And that's part of that never burn bridges. Relationships are more important than anything. And then by the time you have all these clients, now you're better and you've got more dialed in on your pricing.
No, I love that. I actually, like, to your point about relationships, I have that same guy, my very first client. Amazing client. Like he sent me me and my wife on a paid trip to Hawaii in like the first month. Like he has become a friend, and I care about his business. And I was like, listen, I'm moving into this kind of direction of storytelling and this, and this. You do car rentals, and there are way better car videographers than I am. And they might be the same price as me. They might be a little bit cheaper. They might be a little bit more expensive. But like, I don't want you to feel like, and he was like, immediately stopped me. He's like, no, you're my guy.
Cool.
Like, you can do cars. I love the quality that you've always done. And if it stayed that quality, great. But I know it's going to get better. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll keep you as a client. Like, we were going to stay friends anyways, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
And that's just a testament to everything we're talking about. Another thing I always tell young filmmakers is to never say no to a job. So even if it's $100, legit. So, cause my whole thing is I'll still say yes to even $1,000 projects. And that's, I always set that stage. I say, okay, if it's $1,000, we're going to work together and it's going to grow. And by month 3, I'm hoping that it gets to this, but if it doesn't, then we're basically like, okay, we did that $1,000 project and it didn't work out. So that's kind of my one-off, but I'm always like, I can take you on now, but we've got to grow to keep up with the clients that I currently have. And as you level up on clients and budget, it gets to a point where the $1,000 doesn't make sense.
Right.
And so, but just a testament to that is one of my biggest clients started at $500 for a project, and they just wanted to try me out. This was 2018. And that client's still with us, and now we're up to like 40, 50 grand a month.
That's amazing.
And so it's like those little jobs that you could be like, it's not worth my time. That's the whole like building that relationship and growing with the company. It's the most effective way for a filmmaker to grow if they actually want to go the direction you're heading, which is probably an agency.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Yes, that's essentially what I want to do is be a creative agency.
Yeah.
I look up to guys like Short Stash, things that he's done out with Stash House out there. That's kind of where I want to go.
Yeah.
I'm also doors open right now. Like I'm wide open, looking at everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is to try different things, like continue to adapt. And what I learned too is like I didn't know I'd like business, but then as I started going, and I started to like have this itch to like be an entrepreneur and have my own business, but I always had it with the goal in mind of getting to a point where I'm more of like a chair or a board member, and I'm making decisions versus like being in the trenches. And the best part about that is being able to choose what you want to work on. And that's always been the goal. So it's like if you're starting out as a filmmaker and you're wanting to build an agency, I always tell people you're right now, you're an employee to your business. If you stop working, it stops making money, right? Getting to a point where you're an actual business owner, and that means you have a team that's doing everything. And if you're not there, it's still running. And then my goal is to get to the point of you're an investor. And so it's like you're basically now just a chairman, you're making decisions for your business, but it doesn't need you. And then you can go and invest in other businesses.
Yeah.
And so
start sick podcasts.
And just yeah, exactly. This has been so much fun. It's been so cool to connect with people from all walks of life. But starting with that in mind, if you wanted something that's like at that level, like Film Lab, having that goal and to always push towards that and building the systems out and the processes. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. Yeah, thank you. I think that's huge. And I think especially like, and this kind of goes back to that, don't say no to jobs, especially the younger filmmakers, like just make it work. If the only thing you get out of these jobs is monetary value, you need to like really look inside and figure out what in the world you're doing, because like, again, a lot of people's favorite work had no monetary value. Right. And so that's something that I've definitely had to learn, because I got to a point where, like I said, I got 2 kids, or I had 1 kid for a couple years. And to the point where it was like, all I cared about was how much someone was paying me. I showed up, I did the job, and I left. And I got burned out. Yeah. I was like, this is lame. I was looking at different opportunities. I had a YouTube channel that reached out to me, and they do golf YouTube, and it's like 2 million subscribers. And they're like, oh, come work for us full time. And I almost just took it because I was like, oh, 9 to 5 would be great. Yeah. I'm doing 9 to 5 work, but longer, and it stinks. Yeah. And when I finally was like looking outside of monetary value, number one, monetary value went up. Yep. My skills got better. I was way happier what I was doing. And like, I still do jobs that I'm not that excited about, but I go make relationships. I just shot a dentist office and had a fantastic time. Yeah. But it's boring. Yeah. Like, I've shot dentist offices too. We didn't do a narrative. We didn't do anything. I shot on a 16 mil wide, well lit. I did a tiny little interview setup and asked them a few questions, but we had a fantastic time just talking, hanging, whatever. And I got way more out of that. Now, it was a better monetary value one, but like, I would have done that for cheaper. Yeah. Which, if you're the client, you didn't hear that.
I doubt they're listening. Maybe they will. But I think that's really cool, man. I kind of want to go into the next steps for you, which is like, you've kind of teased it, but like, where do you see your career going? I really want to say like in 10 years, where would you like to be?
I love that question.
12 years is from where you're at is where I'm at. So if you think about that,
dang. I'm looking around. I'm looking at it.
You're so early, man, and that's what's exciting is you got a good foot ahead already. So
yeah, no, thank you.
10 years from now, where you at?
So I think about that probably 10 times a day. Yeah, that's and when I was doing majority sports, I would look around and I would see guys that were 10, 15 years older than me also doing it, and I was like, that's not going to be me, and so it's why I've shifted out of it. That's one of my biggest thoughts, because I have an amazing example in my parents. They are almost nearly the exact same situation that I was. They started their business when I was a year old. And now it's to the point that they have 6 kids that are all older. We're all older than 15. Yeah. And they're still young. They're in their 40s. And we become best friends with our parents, and we have fun with them. We go on trips. They're young. That's not like, and they don't have to continue working necessarily. They still do because they love it.
Yeah.
And so I'm always on my mind, how do I end up like that?
Yeah.
In my head, in 10 to 12 years, I'm exactly kind of what you were saying, hopefully moving to an investor of my business.
Yeah.
I've finally met somebody that I think is going to be a fantastic partner.
Cool.
Who is nothing like me, which is the best part ever.
You probably learned that from Mitch's podcast.
I did. I heard
well,
it.
you heard about it.
I heard about it.
Not that
No.
he brought it up first, but he related it to film, which was really
Yeah.
cool.
No, I actually didn't. I actually might have missed that part.
It's just where he talks about Mike.
Right. Okay.
His partner he just brought on, and
Yeah.
he like doesn't know how to run a camera, but that's so powerful because for me, I can do everything in my business, and it actually is a crutch for it sucks because then I can go do it.
Right.
Versus like if I can't do that, I got to hire the people, and how do I scale if I'm not doing it?
Yeah, and not only that, how do you let go? How do you let somebody? And so this guy, he helped on the PGA Tour with us, and I suck at media organization. I'm very dangerous with my shots. I set my camera up on loose tripods. I do all not very safe. And he is structured. Yeah. He did film school. Cool. He's like, if I could make the most money doing anything, I would gaff. Nice. And I was like, I have never met anybody like you. Yeah. Like, let's start a business together. Yeah. So it's really fun hearing that question because I feel like I'm moving that direction right now. Yeah. And it essentially is running a creative agency, full-scale creative agency out of St. George, working internationally, or working at least internationally is just in the nation, right? Yeah.
Inside
the nationality. Okay. In the USA. I guess we could go world at that point.
Yeah.
But doing kind of like business narratives, right? Yeah. I want to do commercials that make people feel something. Yeah. I don't want it to be, that's what I want to do. And I still want to be holding a camera in 10 years.
So you still want to be doing it?
I still want to be holding the camera because I want to. Yeah. Not because I have to.
Yeah. And that's what was cool about Mitch's journey is that he still loves to be involved in the creativity. So he hired someone to do the business, where I'm kind of like, I actually love to do the business, still do the creativity, but I prefer to just be the business side, which is the hard part of that. Like I said, is it's I'm way too involved in the creative, and so it's hard to build the business. But I've had a lot of almost partners in my life, and it's a freaking hard thing to do. So you'll learn that if you end up going down that road. But
I think also the side, the other avenue of what I could be doing in 10 years, or what I'd love to be doing, is actually influencing on YouTube.
Cool.
I made one video. I made 2 videos, but I had a goal, make a video every week this year. Way too ambitious. Yeah. I did not have enough money in the bank account to just make videos not make them for clients. But I've got some really cool things coming up this next year. Some really cool plans. I'm going to be collaborating with some of my heroes. It's going to be quite amazing. But like, if I could their life, if I could just choose whatever, it would be like talking about camera gear, talking about how to do camera stuff. I love it. I have brought on 5 different little mentees that come over to my house, and I teach them, and we go on shoots together. And most of the time I have them shoot my BTS, which is great. But also I just love teaching. I love explaining. And I love debating.
Do you?
Oh, just gear. Yeah.
Oh, I hate debating.
Just kind of that stuff.
That's so funny.
I spent most of the week with our creative team at the PGA Tour event. Yeah. Most of the week was talking about Sony versus Canon. And then my buddy was just throwing Fuji in there out of nowhere. And I was like, hey, buddy, step down. Hey, step aside. And then we had 2 red cameras, and those were a different pedestal. It was super, super fun. And I love opinions. I love people's opinions. And I don't love to be right. Yeah. But I love to know why someone feels strongly about something. Yeah. And I love to explain why I feel strongly. And I love for us to both feel that way and not have to change. Yeah.
Well, let's hear it. Canon versus Sony.
For video?
Yeah, both. Photo. Let's do video.
For video, it's Sony's got it.
Yeah.
The C50 is great. 3 years too late. And not having IBIS is a big deal because of the people they're going at.
Yeah.
You don't need IBIS, right? FX6 doesn't have it. Big cinema cameras don't have it. Like, obviously, I rely on IBIS for sometimes because of crutch, because I'm doing tiny little projects, whatever. But not having it for a prosumer camera, like you're going at the FX3, you're trying to be the FX3 killer, and you're not throwing IBIS in there, which is such a phenomenal thing for these people that don't want to buy a gimbal or whatever. Or it's a whole nother thing to learn how to use a gimbal.
What is IBIS?
In body image stabilization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Image stabilization.
Yes, it's stabilization, right? Sony has some super advanced stabilization in their FX3 in the ZV-E1.
Does it crop the image when it does?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. But so does the iPhone is a cropped video. So
yeah, and so is the GoPro and everything. Because I'm an old dog.
Yeah.
I still have all Canons because Canon was the king. Came from the Devon Supertramp era.
Oh yeah.
I see the difference between a Sony image and a Canon image, and it just has a richness to it. It's a sharpness. I still use the Canons, and I still produce really great stuff.
Absolutely.
And this is why I just don't debate. I think it's lighting and composition.
Oh, a million. The camera does not matter.
No.
And me saying Sony,
but
versus Canon,
what does matter is what are you gonna buy, right? And so that's where this conversation comes in.
It's really fun. It's fun more than anything. In fact, I had a kid whose dad is a very, very good cinematographer and a DP, and he came and shot and kind of helped out. And he just bought a Canon R50, maybe? No, R5C. That's the one.
Yeah.
With a fan on it. Yeah.
I don't like that camera.
Wow. Well, he just bought the R5C.
No offense, but I have the R5 and I like that camera.
That's wild.
R5C drives me crazy.
That's wild. He just bought the R5C and he's shooting on it. And of course he is. His dad's shooting a red Komodo, so they've got Canon glass. And he's sitting here asking me like, no, I should really switch to Sony, huh? And I said, no, you shouldn't switch to Sony. Why would you switch to Sony? Yeah. Your dad shoots red. You have Canon glass. Yep. Canons are fantastic cameras. So when it comes down to it, like the camera genuinely doesn't matter after a certain amount of specs, right? 4K is fantastic, but again, our phones are 1080p. Like you can, with the right lighting and everything else, shoot a 1080p video and it's going to be phenomenal. Yeah. And so it's more of a like, I am so much on the, yes, gear doesn't matter, but gear helps.
Yeah, no,
it sure does help.
Like I said, I can see the image on Sony and it's way better.
Better.
Most people, clients don't notice it.
No.
When I see it, I go, there's something really, really crisp about this, and it pops to me. If I was to put that side by side with a Canon, people would be like, what's the difference?
Right.
And like you said, I'm so invested in lenses. Like, we've got like 20 lenses and they're EF and RF.
You should never switch to Sony. There's literally no reason.
How would I ever switch to Sony? Although I would love to because it looks so good. But I do have a Red Raptor, and that
Go red.
Yeah,
red. I love red.
That is honestly, the Sony looks like it. That's what's wild to me is you can go get a Sony and it looks very, very similar.
Yeah. Okay.
Although red shoots 8K, 140 frames per second if you need it.
Wow.
So your specs go up. Your dynamic range is pretty similar.
Yeah.
But
there's something about red though. You can't.
It's just a tank of a freaking camera. It's so cool, man.
It's so cool. The colors, the richness of the red colors, I'm obsessed with. Yeah. I'm actually. Wild tangent. I had a guy come up to me. I was going to the state baseball tournament, right? Yeah. And I wasn't going to film this one. Like, I was like, listen, it's a lot of work. No one's paying me. My little brother was hurt. He was injured. So in the state tournament, he got hurt for one of the games, couldn't play. I really was only going to film him. Even though I love all the boys, I'm just going to go film him because no one's paying me right now. And I want to sit with my family. Mm-hmm. I'm having tailgating, eat Chick-fil-A at the tailgate. And some guy walks up to me. He's like, yo, can you sneak a camera in? And I was like, well, I have a media pass. Like, I don't need to sneak it in. And he pulls out a bare bones Komodo.
No way.
This dude doesn't do video. Yeah. He works for the school. Yeah. He just happens to like taking pictures and somehow bought a red. It has two batteries on the back in the slots. He has a couple lenses for it. That is it.
But he got it for pictures?
he got it for video because he did photo on an R6 that he loved, and literally just family photos. But then this he was just like, oh, I want to try doing video. So what camera shoots best video? Oh, that's in my price range. I'll grab a Komodo, which I think he bought it before the price drop, which is kind of messed up.
And I don't love the Komodo compared. It's I would get a Sony over a Komodo.
Okay, that's sure. Wild take.
Yeah.
I love that take actually, but he gives me this red, and I was like, all right, sick. I'm shooting the baseball game tonight. And then I turned it on, and it only had 3 minutes of storage available.
Yeah.
Because he bought a crappy card.
Yeah.
And I go in, and I get, I think, 4 solid shots of warm-ups. And literally not even knowing how to color grade the footage. I was on I just switched to DaVinci, so I was able to do the color space transforms and everything. And some of my favorite looks, some of my favorite shots.
That's cool.
I was obsessed with the colors, the skin tones, the depth. Anyway, so there's something about red. I have yet to figure out why I like it so much and why it's so pleasing. I think, and this is a random scientific theory. I think that like where you grow up, and your environment shapes how you see color. So being in red, I tend to overwarm things, and seeing that red pop in the deep reds pop in people's skin really was pleasing to my eye.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's something about red.
That's cool.
No. And if I wish I went Canon because I would go just red. So if I knew that I was moving this way that I wanted to when I grew up, I would have maybe thought harder about going to Canon. But now the red Komodo X with a Nikon mount, easy switch.
Yep.
But now I'm gonna screw all of it and get the ZR because that has red raw. So
yeah, for sure. What? The question's slipping my mind. I cannot remember what I was going to ask you about the cameras. Anyway.
They're great. Guys,
they're great.
Buy whatever camera you want.
Whatever's in your price range.
Whatever's in your price range.
Learn how to
get
light.
it. Learn
all how of to compose.
All of that.
Composition it's pretty amazing to me how that is overlooked, and it's just not common sense to people.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was
weird to me.
I thought it was common sense.
It's not. And it's it's just the difference between a good image and a bad image, just where you're placing that human being in your shot. It's pretty crazy.
I thought it was common sense until I gave someone my camera and I was like, how did you shoot this?
Yeah.
How did this look good to you?
And here's the other thing too, is my sister-in-law does photography, and she's very different compositional style than I do. And I used to not like it because she's younger than I was. And she'd cut off feet a lot, just kind of different imagery, and she's killing it.
Diagonal thing, and like slow shutter and move it around.
Yeah, she's killing it, and she still does our family pictures, and they've turned out so good. And I've just learned to embrace that some people just have different compositional styles. But that's like, as long as you can
stay consistent and
own that and get better at it too is important.
Yeah, so. And if you own it long enough, it might turn into a trend.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Which blows you up, and then you get lots of clients and lots of money.
That's it. So then, as far as where you're at in your career, what kind of advice would you offer to a younger person wanting to go down the same path and get to this point where they're at least 2.5 years into it, you've got clients, you're making money, good money? What would you tell that person?
To get to where I'm at, don't niche down.
Yeah.
Don't niche down. You miss it. You don't even know what you like to do yet.
Yeah, that's smart. That's so opposite of what our podcast just got released for today.
Yeah, which niching down for me, I need to niche down to get to the next.
Yeah.
Right? And because then I can be a specialist and not a generalist and all of that good stuff. But like, if you're starting from scratch, if you're making money on the side of your full-time job, like, don't niche down.
Yeah, just
do everything. And also, I really, really strongly believe that because I did so much or such a variety of things, I learned a lot more faster because I was put into situations that I had no clue what to do, and I figured it out. Right? I was Googling, even just like I didn't want to do interviews, which first of all, you're going to do interviews.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Talking head is going to
it's going to make you the most money right now. And learn how to light them. But I didn't dream about doing interviews. And then I did a reel for somebody, and they're like, oh yeah, it's going to be like a talking head interview. And then this, that. I was like, I better figure it the freak out.
Yeah.
Right. And like, I do these, I have a real estate client that does silly little videos, and I like, there's nothing cinematic. There's nothing, jaw dropping. I show up, I point my camera, but in that, I've learned so much about advertising, about hooks, about all of this stuff. And I want nothing to do with real estate.
Yeah.
Right. And so don't niche down to start. Do everything. Do what you, I guess if you're in a big market, I guess that could be a little bit different. But especially in small markets, just do everything.
Yeah. That's cool. It's interesting. It's totally opposite of what I was just saying about Dane Carlson, whose a podcast just came out yesterday. He's like niche. Go hard in the niche because you're going to just own that area. And he ended up getting acquired.
Wow.
But I'm like, one of the things I said is that you don't get acquired unless you're niched.
Absolutely.
Because people are buying you for that specific thing.
I guess if you want to get acquired in your first year, niche down.
No, but I love what you're saying is don't do it in the early years.
Yeah.
Which is 100%. I agree with that 100%. I think if you like something, let's say you like to shoot motocross or you like to shoot cars. Yeah, that's where if you want to go that route, niche that in your passion projects and go make that stuff for free and go just shoot it and then do all the stuff that pays. Everyone comes on and they say, I have the things I love to do and then I have the things that make money. And everyone's goal is to get that in the same lane. But even then, you're going to have other things approach you and it's like, that pays well, I'm going to take it. So it's your advice is perfect. Don't niche down, but think about your niche.
Yeah, you definitely think about it. Figure out what you want to do. You're going to figure out as you do so many different things.
Yeah. You're going to find you like other things, then you're like, oh, actually, that's not it.
Yeah. So. Well, and I love golf. I fell in love with golf. I think it's because I had a child. When you're a dad, you golf and you grill, right? Yeah. And I live in St. George. My dad, so I golf, I grill, and it's St. George, right? I love golf, and I love the storytelling in golf. I love the aesthetic of it. And so I started getting niched into that, and that's how I got to work with like massive YouTube channels, and it was super, super cool. But where's going with this? Basically, like I started getting niched into golf really fast, and I learned that like I would way rather play it than film it.
Yeah.
And I was jealous of all the YouTubers I was filming. Yeah. I'm on the nicest courses ever. I got a little camcorder out here filming them, and I was like, this stinks. And I'm left-handed. Yeah. So no one let me hit their clubs because no one's left-handed. Yeah. And I was like, this is brutal. Yeah. I'm on French lit golf course. I'm on these crazy courses that are so amazing and I can't do anything about it. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to make money in golf. I mean, I will here and there when we want cool stuff like the PGA Tour or those kind of stuff. And I make my own little YouTube and like little cinematic golf videos, whatever. But I learned what I like to do, which was everything else, right? And if I would have just gone with it and got hired by them full time right off the bat, I'd have been stuck. Yeah, I'd been stuck in that niche, and getting stuck in a niche scares me so much. Yeah, that's why I've had a little bit of turnover in the industries that I've worked in because I'm always thinking, okay, in 10 years, am I doing this? No. In 10 years, am I going to be the guy that films everybody's real estate reels? Absolutely not. Yeah. Right. So.
No, that's really cool. I think that just the perspective on niching and just making sure that, yes, you do everything that comes your way, makes the money, think about your niche. Because ultimately, that's what I love about this podcast is it's the journey and you're basically, we go from where it started and most people end up in a totally different place. I know when I started, I wanted to be a director. I wanted to be in Hollywood and LA. And I learned as I went down, and that was my niche, right? Mm-hmm. I went to college and I we had like DPs and directors come and talk to our classes and they were like, they'd get questions like, so how much do you work? And they're like, well, 6 weeks on mostly. Sometimes it's 8 weeks, 12 weeks, and then we've got 3 months of no work, and you got to kind of manage your money that way. And then they'll be like bragging about, and it's a grind. Like you got to work hard. And I haven't been home for my anniversary in 3 years, and I haven't been home for my kid's birthday in this long, and I'm over here going, this doesn't speak to me. What are you talking about? Or I'm on my third marriage, and it's no offense to any of them.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me. So I totally, that's part of this journey, is like took a hard right going down the YouTube social media world, which really wasn't a thing yet, other than a few people doing it. And a lot of people were like, what are you doing, man? Like, there's no money in that. So luckily came into this whole like world of marketing and online content. So yeah, the journey, man, you're going to end up in a totally different place in 10 to 12 years than you thought. And I hope it's exactly where you want it to be. And it could just be exactly what you just said.
And if it's not what it's what I'm going to want when I'm there.
Totally.
It might be totally different than what I see right now. But strong faith that God's got me, and his plan for me is way better than mine.
Yep. I love that. So the last thing we do is we ask a question. How are we doing with that, Lawson? Pull that up. So we ask a question. The previous guest, Cameron Gould here, he asked you a question, not knowing who you are, and you're going to answer that question. And then after this, we want you to ask our next guest a question that can be film related or just life related, just something you'd want to know from someone.
He's going to ask something that I have never heard of.
So audio, we won't hear it. I'll repeat it once he asks it.
One of the questions has to like give you your creative.
So when you're talking to a client and there's a creative concern, what was it? What are the lines? What are the questions that you ask that person to solve a creative issue?
So the first thing that comes to my head is, what do you want your potential customers to feel?
That's a great question. Great way to start.
I think that's kind of the end all be all for me. I think we are humans of emotion. I think we do things because we feel things.
Yeah.
Right. And so figuring out how they're trying to lead that customer. Because a lot of these businesses, like in small markets and the ones that I'm at, I'm doing a lot more, and I'm telling them, hey, your customers should feel this and you should do this.
Yeah.
But when you get to the big businesses, they have brand strategy. They have identified their target audience, and who, like, not just like, oh, we do males 12 to 24. It's like, no, we had males 12 to 24. They have done this in their life. They are moving towards this. They come from this background, right? They have all of that. And so it's just like, sometimes they get really stuck over analyzing the, those things, those things, but just saying, what do you want those people to feel when they see this? And what do you want them to feel about your brand? A lot of times, if you want to go like really practical, hey, give me three words that you want them to think in their mind when they see this video and think or see your brand. Yeah. And that helps start getting the ball rolling. Most time it's like 3 statements full of 80 words each, but it starts, you get to narrow it down. And that helps you really as a creative to help them. Like you are the creative. They came to you because you have a vision. Like and if you're not a creative, then start imagining, because imagining is how you get your business. You imagine something, you tell it to them, you communicate it, and then they hire you. Yeah. And so using your imagination, but being directed and guided by what they want to see, that's what I would say. I'm super impressed by that question or that answer. Like, that's very wise and beyond your years, I think. Like, especially for you to just like rattle that off so quick, because you're exactly right. It's a more specific question than what I would maybe ask in what's your goal? What's the goal with this video? Right. Which is also part of what should we feel? Yeah, so sales is an easy one, but it's like, obviously we want to drive revenue, but who are we reaching? Who are we talking to? What's the end goal with this? What platforms is it going on? It's like the goal is very broad, and then ask them what they should feel is like more specific. If you take my 12 to 24 year olds, right? Hey, our goal is to get 12 to 24 year olds to buy our product. Okay, your product is such and such, right? Let's say it's a t-shirt, right? And they're like, you could make a hype video, right? You can find the right influencers, or you could tell a really cool story. Mm-hmm. And it all depends on what they want them to feel. And they would all be fantastic videos, but they're going to hit different people in that market. Yeah, totally. Well done, man. That's a great answer.
impressed with you. I think you're going to go a long way. I'm excited to continue following your journey. That's what my favorite part about this podcast is we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
Now I'm rooting for you. I hope that you get to where you want, and I'll be following along the entire time now.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
This is a filmmaker's journey. This is your guest, Bryson Kelch. Thanks for being on, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And I ask a question. Reverse. Run it back.
We're not cutting that out.
Run it back.
We're rewinding it. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. What question do you have for the next guest?
Okay.
And you can think about it.
I want it to be a question that I want answered.
Really, though?
It would be a question that I don't know the answer to, or I don't have an answer to.
Should be. And we'll cut all this out, so no pressure.
Yeah.
So whoever's editing this.
Cut. The question, I have a lot of questions. I'm narrowing them down. It's not that I know the answers to everything.
I imagine you do, because your answer to the question, I'm seriously like, I was like, wow, good job. Because that's a tough question, I think.
Yeah.
You've kind of had a lot of experience with clients. But anyway, I'm sidetracking you.
Yeah. Well, I work with a lot of business owners that don't know what they want. There we go. Anyways.
Good one for the question.
All right. This is like I kind of know the answer to, and I kind of am moving away with an answer, but not having done this yet, I want to know if there's a better answer. If that works. So the question that I have is, do you hire, partner with, or independent contract your first time working with somebody?
Great question.
That's what I want to know.
It's a great question.
Because I want to partner. Anyways, I don't need to go longer, but that's my question.
No, man. I want to touch on it just for a second. I think it's a great question. First, don't think there is a right answer, which I think and it's more just like situational. If it was me going back in time at your age and I was asking that question to myself, knowing now what I've gone through, independent contractor, and let them prove themselves. Let them show why they should have anything to do with what you've built. Mm-hmm. If you have nothing and you're just like, I want to build with someone, then partnership, right? Because there's nothing. But if
always
you've
51,
built something,
49%, right?
Yeah, as long as you have 51.
Then we're good.
But if you don't have anything, if you've built something you've got equipment, you have overhead, you have clients, and someone wants to come into that, you shouldn't partner with them unless they're really bringing a lot of value to the table. They're bringing clients. They're bringing a ton of experience. They're bringing money.
Yeah.
Then partner. So it's situational. But if I was you, I'd start as a contractor and say, hey, look, I want to be a partner. Sure. I want to hire you. Show me what you can do. Because I was just talking to Haley about this. It's amazing how fast you will find out if someone is the right person. Red flags will start to show up. Right? Is this something I want to deal with, or I can teach, or is this like something that's a deal breaker? So,
independent contract.
Great question. I'm excited I don't even know who's going to answer it.
Sick.
We don't have a guest. Yeah.
Peter McKinnon's going to answer it.
That's the goal. One day.
Shout out Peter.
We'll get him in here if he gets to Utah. So anyway, back to the outro. This is a filmmaker's journey. This is your guest, Bryson Kelch. Thank you for being on, dude.
Thank you. I've had a blast.